Mr. Syed Badrul Ahsan, Associated Editor of The Asian Age. Mr. Ahsan, please, could you comment on what you see as the greatest challenges to freedom of the press across the Commonwealth, and particularly in your country, Bangladesh?
Well, across the Commonwealth, of course, there are a whole range of problems that we need to deal with. But with particular reference to Bangladesh, I would like to point out the fact that I come from a tradition of journalism where there has been a whole range of military rule. There's been a spate of martial law, both when we were part of Pakistan and of course in Bangladesh. We have overcome that period. Even so, at present, the problems that we face in Bangladesh are quite a few in number. First of all, there's the question of self-censorship, which again has much to do with the way many of the owners consider or feel that their newspaper should be run, because journalism is fast turning into corporate culture in Bangladesh, which is not very healthy for us. And then again, there's the question, there's the issue of how we deal with these Islamist terrorists in Bangladesh. There have been a good number of people, bloggers and writers who have been murdered in the name of Islamist purity by people linked to the IS. That's one problem we're dealing with. And again, in the interior of the country, there's a third problem we face, and this actually comes from political activists who also happen to be the godfathers of crime. They are politically powerful people, but at the same time they're linked with crime, and the linkages are basically with the ruling party at a given point in time. So these three basic problems are there, and on top of that, there's always the danger that the government, the ruling party of the day, the government might be contemplating placing restrictions on free expression in newspapers and in the electronic media. For example, there's the ICT Act, that is there, Section 57, which puts restrictions on what you can say or what you can write. That is a danger that we face, and to bring an end to this, to my answer, only the other day, in fact, before coming here, there's this suspicion, or there's this report in the Bangladesh media that the government of Bangladesh is contemplating placing a ban every day for 6 hours on Facebook use from midnight to early morning. The reason given for such an idea, for such a thought, is that this constant use of Facebook affects studies by the young students' activities, but that has led to a large number of protests. And now the government says it's not thinking of doing any such thing. The time has not come to do it. But say whatever action it takes, it might take in the future. But then you see, these are the danger. These are the risks that we run up against. So I would say, on the face of it, we have a liberal, fairly free journalistic practice in Bangladesh, but then there are the underlying threats which we need to deal with.